and Dave daily right here on the Muskegon channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. Dave Cackley's over there. I'm just going to start the show off today by saying that at any moment I could end up dead.
Why?
Well, we've got a cold going on here, and
Oh no!
I don't know where it's going to go.
Doctor? Have you been to the doctor yet for your cold? Because don't you usually go to the doctor for your cold?
I haven't been to the doctor yet.
Okay. You sure? You should probably go to the ER.
But I did hit the green death last night, so hopefully we scared it right out of me.
There you go.
The bottle, the glug glug.
Yeah, the glug. The alcoholic's best friend.
Yeah, well, dude, like I said, I'm pretty comfortable in my sobriety, and if I need something for a cold, it's going down.
Absolutely. And there's nothing to You don't lose any chips for that, man.
God. So yesterday was fun.
Yeah, I had a good time out in Ski Town.
You did a little bubble ball action out there?
Yeah, I'm still a little sore.
Are you?
Banging around and run. See, there was more running in that than I thought. I mean, that was literally like 2-3 minutes running around in one of those big, huge tube things.
Bubble ball.
Yeah, it was harder than I thought, but I managed to stay on my feet. James had a hard time getting up after he went down. Kamady couldn't even get out of hers at the end.
Poor Kamady. So, you know what? I'm standing there at the side of the ice, and I'm watching her out there. When she got knocked over on her back. Right? And she's got this big, heavy bubble ball thing around her and all that stuff. She was literally the funniest part of the whole thing because she could not get up. She was literally flopping around like a fish out of water trying to get up out of that freaking ball. And it was funny. And I felt bad for her on one hand, but on the other hand, it was like...
It was good times.
Yeah.
Good times. And Kamady stepped in because Offsire was supposed to do it, and he ended up doing the announcing because
right.
And I thought I might have this problem too when I put the ball in, but there wasn't a top on it, so I could actually see out the top. But because that can get really kind of claustrophobic, and Aaron had his glasses on, and he usually doesn't wear those, and he thought that may have contributed it, but he couldn't take being in that.
Oh, I thought it was a height thing.
Get out. No, it was he felt things were closing in. I get that way in certain situations, but I was able, like I said, because there wasn't a top on it, I didn't have the same reaction. But I did joke about it before he actually started dealing with serious issues there. So,
I thought he got out of it because, in all honesty, I mean, the guy's, let's be honest about Aaron Offside. The guy's got a foot leverage on everybody.
Yeah.
He would have smashed you that would have been so much fun. I would have paid money to see that.
Yeah, well, anyway, good time had by all. So.
Everybody had a good time. So thanks for coming out, and I hope the TV 13. And honestly, when you see Patty today in the halls, there around TV 13, tell her thanks for coming out. Patty is one of the unsung heroes of that place of yours, and I just think the world of Patty.
Absolutely. She's very organized, and I need to get back to her quicker with emails because she'll email me things, and I won't even check my email for like 3 days.
Well, it's because you're an annoying dink when it comes to emails and text messages.
Yeah,
it's not just me.
I kind of just move. I move at my own pace.
Yeah, well,
when it comes to
time to step it up.
Anyway, all right.
How about some news?
Let's do it. The partial government shutdown has reached its 24th day. I wasn't going to talk about this unless something new happened, but there was literally nothing else to talk about over the weekend. So. Shutdown, though, spurred by a $5 billion battle over proposed border wall between the U.S. and Mexico, is now the longest in history. At this point, according to an ABC News Washington Post poll, 53% of Americans are blaming President Trump for the shutdown. 29% blame the Dems. And at the end of the day, this is what matters. It's who's getting the blame for this. That's where you're eventually going to see some sort of compromise reach, because I think the further this goes on, that poll may balance itself out a little bit, because this is $5 billion. But if it doesn't change, that does put more pressure on the Republicans and on Trump to get some sort of deal worked out. I just don't think there's a whole lot for that. This is, I think, going to go on for a couple more weeks, because it's, like I said, it's about blame. It's not about.
Well,
what?
Let me just point out a little something I read on the internet over the weekend.
Okay.
And it's something I had thought about too, but they pointed it out. Shutdowns, right?
Right.
Shutdowns. Trump steaks.
A partial one.
Trump hotels. Trump casino. Trump airlines. Trump this. Trump that. He takes par for the course, man.
What? Oh.
He's He's a failure.
What?
He is a complete and total failure. Everything he's ever done. He's a grifter. It's a smoke and mirrors game with this guy. Everything. Dude, let's open a casino. People are going to walk in and throw $100 bills at us all day long, okay?
The idea that he bankrupted a casino is funny.
No, and you know what's really funny about it? All the people that he took and gave work and then welched on them for all their money. Mm. That's fun. Yeah, that's funny. That's great. He is just.
I'm not going down this. I'm not going.
How can people not see this guy? He's a clown.
Look, half of America voted for him. The other half didn't. And I don't have a problem with people who voted for him or people who didn't vote for him. I understand. To say that you don't understand how people could vote for him or how people could not vote for him, understand that there's a reason people voted for him that had nothing to do.
They want
with
change. All right, great. You want change. Great.
Mm-hmm. A lot of you
pick a sideshow for change.
Look at it. You can't. There are some negatives with this presidency. There's no doubt about it. But there's also some positives, and you can't ignore those. I mean, I'm not saying they're necessarily due to things he's doing. He may be just clumsily falling into it. But bottom line is, things are okay.
Yeah. Things are just.
I mean, if you're not on, once again, if you're not a federal, if you're not a government employee, and keep in mind, those are great jobs.
Let me ask you this:
you're making $90,000 a year. That's pretty damn.
Let me
good.
ask you this: did they pull you off to the side and tell you to say things like things are okay?
What? Who's they? No, I'm being open. I'm saying this: there are negatives and there are positives with this presidency. You can't just completely ignore some of the positive things. I'm not saying that. Look. It all depends on who you talk to. I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't care. I honestly don't. Okay? But everything's not a 5-alarm fire. It's just not.
I didn't say it was.
I just gotta roll my eyes.
I'm pointing out the big number one thing.
What's the big number one thing?
He's a carny.
Economy's okay. Unemployment's not high.
And he gets the credit for that? What about the last 8 years building up to it?
I'm not saying it.
I know. I'm not even turning it into an argument. It's so past that. But dude,
okay.
What I can't believe is that people aren't starting to see the layers of the onion peeling away here on this guy.
You're putting all the blame for this on him, all of it. Really?
Hey, buck stops here. You're the president.
But did you do that before? Did you do that 4 years ago? Did you put all the blame on the previous
on some things, yeah.
Okay, then. Yeah. You got to balance this out.
I am.
That's all I'm saying. I hate being put in the position to defend somebody I didn't vote for and don't care about.
Well, then don't.
Who I think is basically no, because I have to, because we can't. Otherwise, this is stupid. Oh yeah, you're right, Anna. But because you got to be able to look at both sides, and if you can't look at both sides, you're carrying water for one.
What's your next story? Hey, let's talk about what was on AFV last night. It was great.
No, I'm not going to talk about that.
Oh, we should. It was really funny. It was a lot of fun.
Let me guess. Another dad gets hit in the nuts by his son with a whip bat. Yeah.
Next story.
Oh my God, that was so funny. That was hysterical in 1987, and it's so funny now. 32 years later, because we got nothing else. All right, price at the pump is on the rise. According to AAA Michigan, statewide prices jumped 6 cents in the past week to an average of $2.15. That is still 57 cents lower than this time last year. So, I mean, I'm fine with gas prices right now.
Yeah, you should be, because you stole me $5 from the gas bet.
No.
You
don't know what you're talking about. Never.
Actually, you owe me $50.
You're insane.
As I recall, from the $5 gas bet.
Lumberjacks split a pair over the weekend. Jacks fell to Youngstown 5-1 on Saturday. Muskegon turned it around with a 6-1 win over Central Illinois yesterday. Of course, 13 on your side night. That was fun.
It was fun.
You know what really surprised me, getting back to that a little bit? We had a lot of people from the station showed up.
Yeah.
And it was a Sunday afternoon.
It was.
This was a school night. We showed up on a school night. And it surprised me more than when we had the game on a Saturday night, which was, better for me because I could get out and,
It's amazing what free food and booze will do, won't it?
Yeah, but no, but I mean, to do that on a Sunday afternoon, it just seemed weird that we had such a good turnout for that on a Sunday afternoon.
Right.
I mean, but
that was a nice day, good weather, nice drive, get out, get a little sun in you.
Cool. There was no,
check out
yeah,
a
there was
game,
no,
all that stuff. Yeah, it was cool.
Nothing slowing you down. And in the VIP section, you got the TVs going, so you can watch the playoff games, you can watch the hockey game at the same. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
That's not just about the hockey game, which is really what great minor league sports organizations do. They don't make it just about the game itself, which I think Lumberjacks do a great job of putting that on. Like all the teams around West Michigan do in the minor league venues. I think it's great. Sports. Sparty knocks off Penn State 71-56. Michigan hammers Northwestern 80-60. Michigan State, Michigan sit atop the Big Ten standings. If you're watching any college basketball this year, especially at the Big Ten level, it seems like the only games that are going to matter are when Michigan plays Michigan State. Everybody else is battling for third place. It's crazy. Final Four is set in the NFL playoffs. Conference championship games next Sunday, one game away from the Super Bowl. It's the Rams against the Saints. Patriots will take on the Chiefs as football season winding down. And then I've got to get on Netflix,
I guess.
And start filling my
speaking of which, did you what did I tell you to watch on Netflix? Buster Scruggs.
I forgot to watch it. I wanted say what it was again.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs. And what was that about again?
It's a series of short movies about the West.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really slow and you'll hate it because you don't have an attention span.
I like slow moving things
No,
because I'm old. Battle of Buster Scruggs. Okay.
The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. You need to watch that.
No, wait. Was that a documentary? Was that a documentary or like just a series of short?
Do you listen to anything that I ever say ever?
Look. I just
did I not just say it's a series of short stories?
A series of short stories, but is it done like in documentary form or is it like acted out, like actors? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. Listen to me very carefully. Okay. Put your ear right close to the computer.
Okay, you see now
come
you're
here close. Come here.
No, I'm not going to.
It's a series of short stories.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
I like
got
stuff
that?
like that.
All right,
How many of them are there?
It's a series of them. There's a few.
Okay, if you like 6 or 4, 3. A few means 3.
Yeah.
I'm just asking you how many. You don't get
Tune
all
in and
upset
enjoy. I'll see you tomorrow.
because you haven't had a sandwich. Okay.
Take good care. Bye.